how do you think it'll change in 2024?
I would think it'll probably be more of the same, just drifting towards authenticity of experience again, rather than generic advice. So we're seeing more people wake up from this idea that people don't just want to read another top 10 list. They want to read about what you've done and how you've helped different clients before. So as clients shift into 2024, I think emphasizing that experience from the trenches is probably going to do a lot. It's probably going to have a lot more impact on your KPIs, on your engagement, on your views, on your impressions than anything else.
Why do you think people resonate with people from the trenches rather than the information or the education pieces?
I think because it's more hard won advice. So, anybody can go to Google and scrape a top 10 article and turn that into a LinkedIn post, and that has its place. But it hits different when, someone like Marie is saying, here's a client that I worked with and we worked with them over 6 months. And this is what we crafted for these social media platforms. And here's why that didn't work. I think that's another thing that's super important. People want to hear why things did not work. And I feel like because we spend a lot of time on social media, we've gotten into this mindset of carefully curating everything we've done. But people want to see the ugly bits. They want to see the failures, especially failures. Failures always do very well. When I work with clients for ghostwriting, for example, or executive communications, the one thing I tell them is talk a lot more about your failures. You got to where you are, not because you won every step of the way, but because you failed many times before you got there. So all the stuff that failed, that's where the juice is. That's where the story is. Talk a lot more about that. And people can resonate with that a lot more because many times you've got other people who've tried the same thing and maybe they didn't have the same results or they had similar failures and it just helps them feel that kinship, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, when we're on social media, we have a lot of bravado. LinkedIn is thankfully a little bit more authentic, I think, but definitely platforms like Instagram, it's the show reel and nothing else. So everyone is almost like a superhero leading a superhero life where they get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, they drink protein juice and they're working out all day and then they're working 12 hours in their jobs. Then they come home and spend another 12 hours with their kids and they work a few side hustles as well. And it lacks any kind of realism. So I think people are more interested in the authenticity, for want of a better word. But even that's becoming a jargony word now too. But yeah, the failures. Like if you do have, say, a successful startup and you're successful in your family and you have a bunch of hobbies, you must have worked really hard to do that and you must sacrifice a lot. So I think people are aware of that and they're more willing to believe it if they hear about the failure, the sacrifice.